Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I drove a little way. As you know, I'm vlogging from the little island in the little Dutch island in the Caribbean called Saint Eustatius. I drove a little way because I wanted to show you how stuck in time this little island is. If you Google and look up the history of the Dutch Antilles, you know that in the 1600s there were there was a slave trade, and the Dutch brought a lot of slaves to the different islands from Africa. And I think it's so impressive that the work that those slaves did back then still stands today. So I really wanted to show you guys the some of the old ruins and the beauty of this place and the incredible history that we have here on the island. So I didn't come prepared because I didn't bring my walking boots, so I borrowed some sneakers from my sister, and I'm gonna walk a little bit in the bush and share that with you. So I'm really not trying to run into any snakes and any iguanas, and they also have a lot of wild bees. Oh wow, look at that. Hey mommies. And they're just sitting in the shade. Hi guys. Wow. Anyway, let's go. Of course, I don't have my editing application here because it's at home on my computer. So this is just gonna be a rough walk, a rough video. It's amazing cactus. I think it's also lovely, honestly. Let me see. I see one ruin there. And I would think that is like an old plantation house. Let me see how close I can get. Can you imagine that slaves made this and it's still standing from the 1600s? Well, barely standing. So look at this. I think this right here is a well, an old well. And I would think they had a windmill above it. This is the old house. Wow. Yikes. I'm hearing a little rustling. There's what we call the ground lizard. They can be really huge. And it seems like someone was trying to rebuild it because I see a lot of old sinks thrown around, old barrels, but it is completely encompassed and overgrown by trees and foliage. But yeah, these walls were built by slaves. And then right to my right, you can see the remnants of an old, I think, silo where they would keep the grains in. And if you see in my other video, on the other side of the coast where they have all the warehouse ruins by the beach. I guess they would bring the grains down there to those warehouses to put on ships back to Europe. I love the history of this. I mean, it's a sad history. It's my history ultimately, because my forefathers, my ancestors were brought here. And still I think it's lovely to see these things. Ooh, it is so hot. I am not used to this heat anymore. Haven't lived away so long. I'm dying every day. But I absolutely love this, and I'm glad I'm able to share this with you. So I'm gonna go walk a little bit more and show you on the sides of the roads. Like, we're so used to amazing, well-paved roads, and I have to admit there's certain places on the island that have this, but also there are places on the island that just have those old roads that, yeah, the slaves built. Dirt roads, and roads that they drove with horse and carriages and donkeys, and amazing. Let me show you. So yeah, I'm back on the road, and you can see they paved it. This is the road. It's wobbly and bumpy and just back in the day kind of thing. And this is on the outside. And here you can see on the sides of the road. So that's the sea over there on the Atlantic side. The road that they paved, that is not well maintained, but I love it still because it's so old-fashioned. And then on the sides of the road you can still see, like I told you, the old ruins from the 1600s, things that the slaves made, and they're still standing. I don't want to climb up there because I think it's a bit dangerous for me. Listen to this. What a peaceful, peaceful place. It really is a peaceful island. It's not where I grew up, but it's where my parents are originally from. So that's where my sister ended up living. And as you know, I'm visiting with her. It's beautiful here. Look at that. If those walls could talk. And you have this all over the island. So that's it, guys. I wanted to take you on a little walk this morning, Sunday morning, and show you a little bit of the history of slavery and where we ultimately came from. My roots, if you want to call it that. Amazing. So, like I like to say, go out and have an amazing day. I'm gonna walk back to the car now, I'm sending you lots of love and lots of light. Cheers.